Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is the 49 Days of CBC, and this is the last interview that we'll be doing for the 7 weeks of camp. So it's a true honor for me to be introducing you to Todd and Sarah Hamm. They work with us at week 7, and they are a true blessing. They are hard workers for the Lord. And, you know, I've gotten to know them over the last couple of years. I think this would have been their 3rd year or 4th year coming to camp. And, you know, it's always an honor to have a family, the husband and wife and the kids come to camp and make it part of their summertime vacation plans. That's where they're going to be. And these two folks have given their heart to Carolina Bible Camp, and I appreciate them so much. And they always have a home with us there at week 7. So, Todd and Sarah, how in the world are you two?
We're doing great. We're enjoying this summer, trying to beat the heat, and you know, want to say thank you to all you've done all summer long for CBC. It's been so inspiring to see all the many stories and all the many miles biked for CBC this summer. So thank you for all that you've done with that.
Honor. Well, Miss Sarah, how are you?
Good. Just hanging in there.
Hanging in.
I've had a couple of sad times this week because I would think about what I would be doing if we were at camp.
Yeah.
It's been a rough week, but doing pretty good for the most part.
Well, good. Well, you know, we talked a little bit about this before the interview, and that's when the decision was made for Carolina Bible Camp to close for the summer. It was a very, very hard decision. None of us took it lightly. And if you could have been part of that meeting, and, you know, we did it over Zoom because of the virus, and you watch all those men sitting there and, you know, knowing that you had to raise your hand to vote yes, that we needed to cancel camp, it was the hardest thing in the world to do. And because you think about all these kids and all the memories and everything that you experienced. Todd, you grew up going to Woodman of the World, didn't you?
I did. My first 2 years of camp was at the Ashboro campus, and then got to move to the Moxville campus and went there all the way through graduating high school in '98.
All right. Well, Sarah, you only know of this one place, and that's the Moxville location.
Mm-hmm.
It's really become part of your heart, hasn't it?
It has. It has. We look forward to it every year. We make sure that we fit it into our schedule each summer. So this would have been mine and the kids' 3rd year going.
All right. Well, I always like, you know, at the beginning of the year, I'm always contacting everybody. Hey, are you coming? You know, and I contacted you guys, and, you know, we were already planning it, and, you know, we were moving forward. And, you know, that's the blessing of having Rob and David. They're so good at doing the education side of things and everything. I just got to get the people there. And we have great people. You two are great examples of servants, a truly godly servant. And that's an honor for me to have folks like you that are willing to work our week and to, you know, just put so much out there for Carolina Bible Camp. And I thank you for that. When you look back over the years, Sarah, like you say, you've got 3 years, and with Todd, I know you got a lot more years. There has to be memories, special memories that you have. Y'all have a couple memories y'all could share with us tonight?
You know, I have a ton. Going from my childhood, there's friends that I have to this day. I just turned 40 in June. And there's friends that I have to this day that I met when I was 10, 11, 12 years old at camp. And we still talk every year. One of my friend's sons spent the night with my son last weekend. They were talking about how they can't wait to bunk together at camp next year.
Oh, cool.
You know, and those are friends that we made when we were kids going to camp. And so we'd spend the rest of the night if I sat here and went through all of those memories. But it really was kind of special that first year we were at the Moxville campus. I remember that.
All right.
Because there was only the 6 cabins up top. There was the 3 boys and the 3 girls, and it was still a very small and wooded campus, but it really just felt like we were home. And it's not that Ashboro didn't, but it just felt unique when we got there to Moxville. And one of the other memories very clearly is when I was baptized, the very next summer at that pool. I remember all of the men that were talking to me. Chuck gave a lesson that night. I remember talking with my friend Justin by the tennis courts after that lesson, and within an hour, we were at the pool.
Wow.
All those kind of memories come flooding back. And then we go back to being an adult and bringing our family for the first time since we had our two young ones and wanted to get them ingrained, and being able to be in the cabin with Stephen his first year and just watching him interact with all the other guys. And, Stephen was a pre-camper. He wasn't even camper age. And everybody took him under their wing and they treated him like he was just part of the group. And that's the unique thing about camp, right? That family feeling. No matter where you go, you feel like you're standing next to a member of your family. And there are not too many places you can say that you get that at.
I agree.
And watching Stephen have that was great.
Awesome. Well, Miss Sarah, you have some memories you'd like to share with us?
Well, I think the first one would be the last day, the day that we were leaving to go home on the first year. I think Stephen actually cried because he was so sad that he was going to be leaving his friends and that it would be a whole nother year before he got to see them again. And so seeing how profound an effect it had on him just 1 week being there really meant a lot. And that I'll always remember that, how emotional he got, because that surprised me.
Yeah.
So, and then I think another memory is I always heard all these tales about how exhausting it would be and how tired you would be. And I remember Todd had the good sense to take an extra day off of work to recover, and I didn't. So I went straight back to work after coming home from camp, and that was like the biggest mistake ever. So yeah, it's an awesome time and I love it. But man, you're tired.
Yes, you are. It's a good tired though. You're physically exhausted, but you're spiritually filled.
Yes. Yes.
And that's the beautiful thing about it. I don't expect to sleep when I go to camp. It's maybe 3 or 4 hours a night. And I tell you that a special time for me at camp, especially during week 7, is after everybody's gone to bed. And, Rob and I are usually the last ones down to the cabin. And sometimes I'll go back out there and that little picnic table that's right there by the gate, I'll just sit out there and listen to how quiet it is and everything. And you realize how much has gone on during those days and the blessing that we have to be part of, sharing the scriptures with the kid, to just loving them. How many kids, maybe they don't experience that at home. And we get the opportunity to love on them and to care for them. And guys, y'all have done that. I've seen you do that. And that's what brings us back every year, or at least brings me back. So what is it that brings y'all back every year?
I'll let you go first this time.
Okay. I just can't wait to drive up the gravel driveway, to see the campers' faces that we hadn't seen in a year, to squeeze Zeke. I missed my Zeke time this year, but yeah, and just the fellowship. And I mean, it shocked me at how quickly I fell in love with CBC after only spending such a short amount of time there.
And just the opposite side, I'm not shocked at all, knowing going into that what CBC will do for you. And I keep coming back because I love the place. I love the relationships that you make there, the opportunity to be in touch with your family and the Spirit at the same time. I mean, it's a unique situation to be in the presence of the Holy Spirit from sun up to sundown all week long. And you just feel them there. You do. I mean, and you get that in your relationships. And so when I was younger, what would bring me back was my friends. And now that I'm older, my cabin 9 boys, I miss them guys. And some of those guys were going up to the next cabin, but we had some fun, some late night Uno games, and some very serious talks for 9, 10, 11-year-olds in regards to scripture. And I get to be Facebook friends with some of their families, and so we get to watch them grow up, and it's really unique to do that. And so that's why we come back now, to watch our kids do that, develop those relationships with those young people that we don't normally get to see.
Yeah, it's always a blessing to see these kids that you saw as pre-campers, and now they're on your staff, and
That's right.
That's neat right there. And yeah, you do know the generation of the families and stuff like that, and getting to know not just the kid but the parents and all that stuff it's an honor to be able to be entrusted with the kids. It's like I tell everybody on Sunday afternoon, these are my babies for a week, and I know y'all think about it the same way. We take on these kids as ours, and we're going to protect them, we're going to love them, we're going to care for them, and that's I keep saying it's an honor. It is a true honor to be able to do those things. So when you two, it's neat to see families come. Like I said earlier, Melissa and I have worked together at camp for I don't know how many years now, but there's a lot of times that you're so busy that you maybe see them in the dining hall, passing by, because you're sitting over with this group of kids or you're sitting with this group of kids. But the neat thing is you're working hard together. And that I think that strengthens families to be able to do that, to spend a week together. Do y'all see that as well?
Absolutely. And then those few moments that you lean on each other while the kids are doing the craft in the cabin and get a 5-minute cat nap, while they're painting an artifact. But it's great to be able to have that time with her too.
Good deal. Well, the one question that I've been asking people, my battery is running low, so we'll make this quick. The one thing I've been asking people is that, in one word, how would you describe Carolina Bible Camp?
Family.
I would really have to agree with that. We feel like we're missing our family this year. So.
Well, that's the beautiful thing. When you came into camp, Sarah, I'm sure there was a little nervousness because you never worked there. You weren't part. This was Todd's family, or this is what Todd grew up. It was his home, and I can remember experiencing that the first year that I came to camp, and I kind of felt like an outsider. But it was more of my heart. I wasn't ready to be there, and but it seems like you fit right in. I hope that we've made you feel welcome, feel loved, feel like you're part of this work that's going on there. Well, when you two think back over the years, well, Todd, you have a lot more years. Think back over the years. Have there been people that have left an impression on you that you'd like to share? And you as well, Sarah?
Oh man, there have been quite a few. We were talking about one earlier, Dennis Connor. Every year for summer camp, I would make sure to go Dennis's week. All of my friends, we all went Dennis's week. We always made sure to hit the Brooks Avenue Youth Rally. And that's one of the things that we did throughout the year to keep in contact with each other. Every youth rally, every Bible bowl we had, we went to, and a lot of these men were at the same place, and did a lot of those things there too. The Raleighs, Ray Raleigh, Jason Raleigh, Bill Voss.
Oh yeah.
There's so many people that have had I could list the staff for just about every week for the past 10 years, and that would be someone that has had an impact in my life in one way, shape, form, or fashion.
I don't think I can pick just one.
That's been the hard thing.
I would have to say you guys that take charge of the camp in week 7. It amazes me how much goes into it, and like we talked about before, how exhausting it is. But you, Melissa, Michelle, Rob, and David, y'all all are still so positive. Anytime we saw you, it was like, it was infectious. It's like you're dragging by the end of the week, but you still have a huge smile on your face. And you were so funny last year. You looked at me and the first thing you said, you came back? Like you were shocked I was going to come back. And then I would have to say, honestly, a lot of the teenagers and the older kids that, like Todd, have spent all their time there as kids and have grown up there and are coming back. And it's very inspiring to me to see our youth in that light, because I feel like today's time, the youth is kind of looked at in a negative light, and it's very inspiring for me to have hope. And, you know, I know that our kids get a lot from it too. Stephen and Savannah do.
Well, they get to experience the kids, like the young men down there at the amphitheater, being able to speak, do a devotional one time, or leading songs, or, you know, and they look forward to that day when they can do those things. And that's neat right there. And we're just a small part of that, guys. We're a small part of that. And it's a blessing, you know, just to have that opportunity to do that, to be with them. I know this has been kind of a short interview, but you two have really helped us week 7, and I want you two to come back every year. It's a blessing having you guys. It's an honor to work with you guys. You know, I think of, you know, it's always tough when you have to make decisions on who can come in and work and stuff like that, because we are blessed. We have more than enough help. I kind of get fussed at because I have so much help during the week, but y'all bring so much, and I appreciate that. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys. I appreciate you, and I'm probably babbling right now. I'm so tired.
Listen, we love you too. We appreciate the opportunity, and it doesn't feel like work when you get that much joy out of it.
No.
Right. You're right. Well, guys, this is the 49 days of CPC. This is the last day, and it's been a wonderful ride, more ways than one. It's been a wonderful ride. As of right now, we've raised over $33,000 over the 7-week camp, and it's because of parents like you and staff members like you who love this place, who make it part of their home. And I'm honored to call you my friends, my brothers and sisters in Christ.